Right, morning all. Just wait for everyone to come on.
Good morning, Rabbi. Morning, Anna.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yes, can hear you now.
Yes.
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear us?
Okay, this is not good. 1 second. How's that?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. And I can hear you. Wait, we're back on.
Good. Morning,
Right, yeah.
Debbie.
Morning. Only on for a little bit because I've got club today.
You just give me a sec to sort this out. Nearly there. Doing weird stuff. 1 sec.
You've got a cold, Debbie?
No, just like I know we've got a lot of dust. They're demolishing the house next door.
Oh, right.
There's a lot of dust in our house.
Yeah, loads of...
Can't open the windows and
Oh, dear.
yeah, great.
Good morning, all.
Good
Morning,
morning.
Brenda.
I hope no one comes to view it while it's like that.
Sorry, no, we've sold it. They know.
Oh,
what's
yeah,
going on.
it's definitely happened. Right, okay.
Well, it's happening. But it's taken a long
Right.
time.
Exciting.
Well,
And
is
what
and
are you doing with the dog?
Ben hopefully will take
Uh-huh.
her.
You say hopefully.
Well, no, he
Not then.
will. I mean, we thought it'd be Rafi, but Rafi couldn't wait, and they bought themselves the dog. So,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. So,
Where are you going to live?
oh, I'm going a long, long way away. Only over the road,
Oh, right.
over the high
Okay.
road.
You all right?
Okay.
Iris, you didn't come on Shabbos.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to come to your kiddush and mazel tov and everything, but I got up at the proper time, and then I couldn't drag myself out of my chair to come out of the
Well, I
house.
was- Oh, shame.
You know, those tablets that the doctor gave me aren't doing any good.
Oh,
They're not working yet.
Right.
yeah. I don't know what to suggest.
No, nor me.
Okay, we'll start. In
I
a
get little
moment.
bouts of excitement and move myself. I mean, Friday I got excited because my middle girl has just bought a house.
Oh,
and,
lovely.
And she's just moved in, and so I went to see the house on Friday, and so I got up quite easily, and I was all excited, but
Yeah.
it didn't last.
Oh.
All right.
You there, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's learn something. Right. Sorry about the delay. Okay. So we're learning about carrying. We need to define a few things first. So we were defining what is actually a public domain. Oh gosh, 1 second. Oh no.
You want me to take this back inside?
Sorry, it's asking me for strange things. Just 1 sec. Never mind. Right. She said a public domain is a wide
Morning,
open area.
Bill.
It has to be at least 25 foot square where people congregate, like a plaza, a public square, or where traffic passes by, like a highway or busy city street. It's an area that's unenclosed and is not covered over in some way. It's a thoroughfare. And an open yard, an open garden, we said, facing a thoroughfare is also considered a public domain. So we said this means that, now we'll see in due course whether, say, Iris's street or any of our streets that we live on are actually public domains. They're probably what's called a Carmelis, which is somewhere in between, but you're still not supposed to carry in them nonetheless. So we said this means that unless you have like a sort of, so I'm trying to think. So Pam and Julian have a gate and a wall. I don't know if it's tall enough to constitute an Eruv. Iris, I can't think if you have one. We obviously do.
No, I
when you
don't
come
have a
in.
gate on mine anyway.
Right. So if everything's open, then chances are you have to keep your Shabbos belt on when we open the door, we said, so that you're not carrying it. You can't take it out and carry it till you actually get inside. But we can look at that in more detail. Right. Now, we use the phrase public domain, right? It's in the public domain. But it's not in the same sense as a legal public domain. It's interesting, by the way, we say the same thing in English. You say, oh, this information is in the public domain. Sometimes you mean very specifically, like this information was published, I don't know, for example, when you go to get married, they put up the banns, right? So people can come and object. That is the reason they put it up in public places, to put it up in the public domain, right? So that's very specifically designed. If I'm not mistaken, you have to get married in a public place as well, where someone can actually come and object. I've never understood how this works with weddings that people are invited by invitation only. In all the movies, of course, someone gate crashes the wedding, but that wouldn't work nowadays with security and stuff. So I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that you have to get married in a public place that has the option for someone to object, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's the public domain, like you might say, oh, it's not Lashon Hara, it's in the public domain, simply meaning that it's out there in public. It doesn't necessarily mean it's in a specific place. It's common knowledge that, I don't know what's common knowledge. Debbie started selling her house. It's in the public domain. Everybody knows. I can tell somebody about it, right? It's not published anywhere. It's just our perception of things. It's a phrase we use, usually to defend ourselves against gossip or Lashon Hara. Oh, it's not Lashon Hara because it's in the public domain. So there it's being used very loosely. But it has a specific legal meaning, a specific halachic meaning as well. So according to most if you had something privately owned that's in a very public space, in a wide open area, it could possibly be also a public domain. For example, don't know if it exists in London, but where I grew up, there's a village called Aynsham, which you go out of Oxford and you go west and you get into Aynsham. And on the way into Aynsham, there's a toll bridge. And you have to pay, it used to be 2p, it's probably gone up. I think they still only take cash. And as you go over the bridge, it's owned by a private family who maintain it. Don't know how that came about, but as you go over the bridge, you have to pay 2p or whatever it is. So would such a bridge, if it was privately owned, but it's on a public road, be considered part of public domain? The answer is probably yes. Right? I don't know other examples of a privately owned space in the public space. I can't think of an example. I mean, it could be if somebody has an ice cream, not an ice cream van, like a permanent market stall somewhere, like you see around, like,
What about private road?
when the private road is already going to be in a different, well, it's a good question. What happens if you have a private road? Well, so private road is probably going to end up being a private domain, but we're saying if you imagine a wide open space, which is a public domain, so you've got a park and you've got a small cafe there, right? So it could well be that the cafe is privately leased or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's on public property, and it's that would probably be a bad example because it's probably enclosed. But if it was an open air cafe, it's quite possible it would take on the same din. You wouldn't say, oh, this is someone's private. You have this with people taking refuge in embassies and things, right? At one stage there was a country, I think it was Sweden or Denmark, where bris milah wasn't allowed. And they found a solution. What was the solution? To do it in the Israeli embassy. The Israeli embassy is sovereign Israeli territory, right? I'm not sure that makes it legal, by the way, but it gave them some protection, right? Julian Assange hiding in the, where was it? Which embassy? Ecuador or whatever, right?
Ecuador,
So
I
you
think,
have
yeah.
somewhere that is in the middle of London. It's London property, but it takes on a different identity. That's quite unusual. So examples of a rishus, what we call a rishus harabim, a public domain, would be a large city park, an open air marketplace, most streets in most major cities. Certainly like major motorways or A roads. Like the A406, the A1, excuse me. Don't know about the A1, the A406, the A12 is pretty busy. A40 is pretty busy going to central London, certainly motorways, major city bridges that have loads of traffic, right? So there are those who say that a Rishus Harabim, according to Torah, has to have 600,000 people at once, right? What happens if you have a town or a village that doesn't even have 600,000 people in it? Then maybe it's not a public domain. If you have a street where 600,000 vehicles don't pass. I once tried to work this out. I was curious. I sort of stood and counted how many vehicles go by on a busy road. You know, I don't know. Let's say it's, let's do some maths. Let's say it's, I don't know, one every second. I don't know if that's probably realistic or not. But let's say one every second. So that's what? 60 times 6 is what? 3,600 per hour? Who's good at maths? That's all right, yeah? 3,600
Was
per
it
hour.
night or is it day?
Well, no, let's say that there's a constant stream of traffic. Let's say it's busy. Let's say it's the M25. Let's say even that you have, I don't know, let's be really ridiculous, 100 vehicles per minute going past, right? So that's going to be 6,000 per hour times 24 hours a day. It's still only 120,000. It's not 600,000. 600,000 is a lot of cars to go by.
Yeah.
Um,
Is that supposed to be in a day or an hour or
Good
what?
question. So I think it's per day. 1 second. Let's see how many cars use the M25 per day. M25 is apparently 200,000 vehicles. There you go. There's not that many. A406, 96,000. M1, 140,000. Right. So according to this, they wouldn't actually meet those criteria. 1 second. Busiest road in the UK. The M25. So even the M25, what did we say it was? 120,000 a day? So that wouldn't meet a requirement.
270,000.
If you average 2 people to a car, it doubles it.
That's a good question, right? So is it cars or people? Ah, good point. Okay, depends how many people in the car. So anyway, we do worry about major roads. This is why when the Northwest London A-Rev opened, one of the controversies was that it crossed the A406. Okay, so even busy bridges in America only carry 100,000 cars a day. These are American figures, but the Brooklyn Bridge, which is extremely busy, 300,000 cars a day. The Lincoln Tunnel, which goes
Wow.
into Manhattan, 120,000 cars a day.
250,000.
There we go. So now, interestingly, the
Yeah,
Mishnah
see, that
Berurah
is
says,
unbelievable.
who decided that you need
Yeah.
600,000 people to make it a public
Is it
domain?
the number of people at Sinai?
Yes. So that's what we call a public. But interestingly, the Mishnah Berurah, which is a very mainstream halachic work written by the Chafetz Chaim, says that there's actually no basis for this 600,000, and therefore you shouldn't get too hung up on it. So basically, if you have a lot of people every day. So this is why some people object to an Eruv in a big city, because they say that when you have a genuine public domain, you can't make an Eruv. Now, in pre-war Europe, it was very different. Pre-war Europe, most cities were smaller, or they were rural villages, or much smaller cities. Interestingly, Paris, London, and Frankfurt, the Rabbanim did not allow. So this is one of the potential issues with an Eruv. They say Moshe Feinstein said not to make one in Manhattan, because Manhattan does have those numbers of people. It can be considered a public space. Again, just to remind everyone, you cannot, right, first of all, you cannot carry from public to a private domain. Secondly, an Eruv, which allows you to carry, which joins up all the private domains, cannot be made where you have an actual public domain. It can only be made, for example, Churchfields is not a public domain. It's a street, it's busy, but it's not that busy. So if all the houses in Churchfields want to make an Eruv, they can do that, right? The area of E18, even the high road, is not that busy. So if somebody wants to make an Eruv around that area, in theory, they could do so. As soon as you get to A406, you get to questions. Even if it's not 600,000 people a day, it's a heck of a lot of people, and takes on a status of being a more public space and may well be a problem according to the Torah.
Why? Can I just ask a question? Why is carrying such a prohibition?
Because it says you shouldn't go out. I'll find the source in a minute. 1 second. Let's get the source. Says you
I mean,
shouldn't
we
go
all
out.
know that we mustn't carry, but
Yeah,
why
why
is
not?
it? Why not?
Yeah, so I'm just looking up the source. One second, I'll give you the verse.
Because God says so.
Right, but no, let's let's find the verse. 1 second. Let's find the original verse. I'll put it on screen. It's one of the things that's mentioned explicitly along with lighting fires.
Nice, nice and cool.
1 second. Look at the quote. Right. It says in Shemos, it says, Ruki Hashem nasan lachem hashavas. Hashem has given you the Sabbath day. Alkein who knows lachem v'yom hashishi lechem yomayim. Therefore, He gives you double manna on the 6th day. Shvu ish tachtav. Each person should remain at home. Al yetze ish mimkom b'yom hashavi. A person shouldn't go out of his place on the 7th day. So we learn this to mean it doesn't mean you can't go out. It means you shouldn't carry. It's not actually explicit in the Torah. There are sources in Jeremiah. Jeremiah says, guard yourselves, do not carry something on the Sabbath day, nor bring it through the gates of Jerusalem. So there, okay, sorry, it's not an explicit.
So it's an interpretation by the Rabbonim.
1 second, I'm just looking, I thought it was a Torah quote. Go back to the beginning of this.
Isn't it to do with the carrying of the
Mishkan.
items for the Mishkan?
Probably would be. I'm just looking for this. I can't find the original source. It's ridiculous.
Put the
Find the original source.
napkin on me. Must have been much underneath.
Just looking for the original source. Also, we know famously the man who was gathering wood got in trouble, right? He got stoned to death. So from this we learn, what was his problem? Was it the gathering or the carrying? Probably the carrying.
Gathering, I would have thought. You're not supposed to.
It says in Jeremiah.
Not too sure.
Just curious, because you don't carry a set of keys, you don't carry, carry it on your belt, you don't carry a hanky, you can't carry an umbrella, all these sort of things. I can understand carrying a hod of bricks or something like that, but these are things that make your life slightly.
Here we go. Yes, or have an Eruv. So what was the issue with carrying? So for example, people had to get water from wells, right?
Exactly.
People often had, we said they had communal ovens. So a couple of things. When people were bringing so much stuff, Moshe said, stop bringing stuff. The Talmud says this was actually an announcement made on Shabbos to warn people not to carry objects to the public domain. So that's an allusion to it. Yeah. Maybe next week I'll try to get some sources and put them all
So
up. That'd be
basically,
quite
it's the interpretation.
Well, it's the oral Torah as we have it handed down to Moshe, right? But
Yeah.
also we have an explicit. There's not many things we have commandments in Tanakh. There are a few things that are mentioned in Tanakh. The idea of fasting, the minor fast days, we learn from Tanakh. I think from Amos. Some people say in Kiddush the paragraph, it has an art scroll that begins Im tashiv mishavas regelecha. It says, if you shall refrain on the Sabbath day from running around places and from speaking about everyday things. And it says you should comport yourself in a different way. So from this we learn certain halachas. So the fact that you're not supposed to speak about business on Shabbos is not mentioned explicitly in the Torah. It's mentioned in the prophets, in wherever that is, Isaiah, I think. So here we have in Jeremiah, it says that you shouldn't carry things into the city limits. So it seems that it's rooted in Torah. There's a couple of places where it says don't go out on the Yom HaShabbat regarding the manna, and it says stop bringing things to Mishkan. Apparently was on Shabbos. But we also have this source in Jeremiah that says that they were told not to bring things into the gates on Shabbat. So there's a few sources. It's more than just interpretation. Interpretation would be something a bit more esoteric, but this is quite clear where it's going. Okay, we're going to pause because it's 10 o'clock and we'll carry on in a moment. Just going to go boil the kettle. So see you in a couple of minutes.
I'm going to say goodbye. Because I'm
Okay.
I'm off to club now.
Farewell.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Next week, I'll try to pull up the sources for where we get this from in the Torah, actually, because it'll be quite interesting. Okay, back in a few
Okay.
moments. Right.
Thanks very much. Bye.
Bye.
You left an empty packet of your tablet. Oh, God. I mustn't forget to take my mascara off before I put the washing on. Storage at 1 o'clock, babe.
Sorry, it was about to come on. Doorbell's going. 1 sec. Hello. Okay, this is the next door residence. You need to press synagogue. Thanks. Okay, right. All right. Let's get this out. Let's get the
Coffee.
thing. Give me a second. Open the PowerPoint.
Right. Oh. Yeah.
Come on, PowerPoint. Where are you? There we go. Right. Okay. All right. Now, usual Monday morning freeze. Right. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Share.
Do you think we ought to change to a different day, Rabbi? It doesn't seem
No.
to like Mondays.
No, it's all right. Right. Let's just. I think we're in. Right. Just got to start recording. No, it's frozen. To be fair, I've never tried it any other day. It might do the same thing. It just doesn't like sharing PowerPoint. Maybe I need a new laptop. Okay, we're nearly there, hopefully. Hopefully.
Hi.
Right. Okay, let me just start recording. It's working. I can't see my. Oh. Here we go. Right. Okay, record.
Yeah. Sorry.
Stop recording.